What is good, guys, and welcome to the channel. It's Londononion here with a Back 4 Blood February 2022 update. Now, we have quite a long haul to actually go through here, as there is quite a lot to go through with this update, so we're just going to skip the introductions and head right in. So, starting off with the new features. Streamer mode. Players now have access to an audio option that disables copyrighted music in the game. I understand people had a lot of problems with that when the game first came out, particularly with that bar mission. Stay together. Ungroup players can vote to stay together at the end of a run when they would have otherwise been split up. Well, that's a nice feature. Walker's ability has been reworked. Reworked. It's now called Incoming, which functions like Mark for Death, lowers the marked target's damage dealt, and accuracy on precision kills has been removed. Alright. Increase the limit of decks allowed in the deck manager to 16, as opposed to the previous 8, which is actually very nice. Players now earn supply points after failing a mission. Alright, supplies for the effort. Added 2 new tutorial tips in the card draw overlay, explaining catch-up draws that get granted to players. Okay. Notable bug fixes. Fix an issue that caused weapon fire rates to not always be accurate. Interesting. Fixed campaign objective items being dropped on use. You know what? This one I can actually appreciate. Such as those wood planks when boarding up the library. Hella annoying, but I can actually appreciate that bug fix. Fixed an issue where muted players were not being unmuted if the player toggled unmute all before loading into the game. Alright. Moving on to the campaign updates. Alright, here we go. Players can now interrupt firing by reloading. Cool. T5 grenade crates are now open by default. Nice. Shotgun ammo pickups from crates increased to 60 ammo from 25. Rifle ammo pickups from crates increased to 120 from 100. Players are now able to hit the breaker's weak spots with melee damage. Hit their weak spots with melee weapons. Alright, I mean, I don't personally like to use that method, but alright, cool, nice to have options. Global difficulty damage increases no longer affect friendly fire damage. Cool, nice. Quick play no longer queues players into finale maps. I can also consider that one kind of useful. That's nice. Alright, general card updates. Alright, here we freaking go, guys. I remember a few updates ago, everything was pretty much nerfed, but let's see what we got. Developer note, the following changes make slow and steady combat more viable. You know what? I like that, because I am more of a calculated person when it comes to Back 4 Blood, so let's see what we can do about this one. Evasive action, refactored to defensive maneuver. Alright, attacks over 15 damage, apply 25% damage resistance for 3 seconds. Alright, I guess that's a bit useful. Alright, cool, good. On your marks. Instantly gives 15% of max ammo and 10% movement speed while firing. 25% or adds 25% reload and 25% weapon swap for 30 seconds on horde trigger. And no longer gives team speed 15% for 30 seconds at safe room. Okay. You know what? I actually don't mind that change. That's actually rather interesting. That's pretty good. I kind of like it. Amped up. No longer gives temporary health when leaving the safe room. It now gives team 25... No, okay, I think I'm losing that one. Is that a typo? Now gives team 25 temporary health anytime a horde is triggered. Alright, nice. That's a good trade-off, actually. Especially if you don't mean to actually set off a horde or, some kind of a hazard or something like that. Yeah, that's pretty good. Shooting gloves have been refactored. 25 or an increased 25% swap speed, which is unchanged. That's how it actually was before. And added 15% recoil control and added 15% accuracy. Not bad. That actually does help it, be a little bit better in my opinion. Swap speed has actually never been really that important to me, but that's just me. Added recoil control and accuracy, yeah, we can work with that. Front sight focus, refactored. An additional 20% accuracy, which is what it always was, but now added 10% weak spot damage and 15% aim speed. Small bonuses, again, not bad. It's not really typically my card of choice, but hey, if they're trying to make these cards more viable, I think they're looking in the right direction. Mom's Revive now fully heals target. Cool. That's awesome. Hoffman's ability now includes a 1% chance to find offensive items on any kill, and team ammo is increased to 15% from 10. Damn, that's pretty good. Admin Reload. Okay, this is a card. Admin Reload no longer has a trade-off. And I believe, oh yes, Admin Reload is when you stow your weapon away and it reloads automatically. And I believe that one slowed swap speed. I'm not quite sure, but no trade-off. Cool. Ammo for all. Added stats, 1% team damage. And ammo pouch. Added 2.5% bullet damage and 25% ammo capacity. Nice. Alright, ammo belt. Added 15% reload. And added plus 50% ammo capacity. And no longer has a trade-off. You know, I'm kind of liking this trend of no trade-offs, because honestly, the trade-offs can kill some of these cards, in my opinion. Grenade pouch. Added 25% swap speed, okay, and increases offensive slot by 1. That's how it always has been. 25% swap speed, alright, cool. I mean, I still like grenade pouch, regardless of, you know, the swap speed. Whether or not it's there, I kind of like grenade pouch. Double grenade pouch. Increases offensive slot by 2. Alright, that's how it's always been. No longer reduces damage by 10%, but instead now it slows movement by 5%. You know, that one makes sense. Yes, it does kind of make the card, you know, no one wants to move slower. Speed is, I would say, important in Back for Blood, but I think that's a trade-off that does make sense. Belt clip. An additional 10% use speed, and increases quick slot by 1, okay. Utility belt clip. Increases quick slot by 2, no longer reduces damage by 10%, and now slows movement by 5. Okay, fine. Same thing as grenade pouch. Shoulder bag. Increases support slot by 2. Oh, they have a little note here. There was a typo. Sorry for the confusion. Yeah, no worries, guys. It happens. It no longer reduces damage by 10%, and now slows movement. Well, there we go. Slowing movement by 5% again. Mandatory PT. Stamina reduced to 10% from 15, and stamina regeneration increased by 10%. Cool. Hellfire. Oh, this is one of my favorite cards. Decrease movement speed to 3% from 5. That's lame. Stamina now gives a flat 10 stamina instead of 10%. I don't think there's a card called Stamina. I'm not sure if that's a typo. I don't know, maybe one of you guys can educate me on that one. It just says stamina, now it gives a flat 10 stamina instead of 10%. Alright. Compound interest. Updated to affect the whole team. Reduced to 5% from 10%. And there's a note here, rather than obligating the cleaner using this card to drop their copper for the team, we wanted the whole team to benefit from the card. Alright, cool, fine. So I guess that is in and of itself a trade-off. It's reduced to 5%, but, you know, effective for the whole team. So, cool. Good. Battle Lust now benefits from healing efficiency. That is pretty awesome. Because I believe at base, Battle Lust will give you 2 health units, but if you have healing efficiency, you can increase that, which is really good, actually. Face Your Fears. Trigger range increased to 2.5 meters from 2 meters. I'm not sure if that 0.5 really changes much. You know, personally, I think it's best coupled with, you know, a melee build of some sort, but alright. Utility Scavenger. Barbed Wire now properly gets highlighted with this card instead of Offensive Scavenger. Fair enough. Stimulants. Duration increased to 60 seconds from 30 seconds. That's pretty good. Optics Enthusiast no longer reduces stamina efficiency. Okay, cool. So no trade-off with that one. Trigger Control. Added accuracy on precision kills. Oh, that was pretty much Walker's old skill. And that's what they have here as a note. We really enjoy Walker's ability and refactored trigger control to be similar. Okay, fine, fair enough. And I believe trigger control used to be a assault rifle specific card. But okay, that might change some things. For those of you who have been following my weapon reviews, these patch notes might end up causing me to go and revisit those weapons, but we'll see what happens. Wooden Armor. Trauma resistance decreased to 30% from 40%. Okay, lame. No longer increases acid damage by 100%. Alright, cool, good. So they made these changes in the spirit of eventually making this card viable. Well, if you ask me, I actually think that's a pretty good trade-off. Fine, sure. You know, you still have the acid damage doubled, essentially, 100%. Yeah, you lose your trauma resistance by 10%, but still. Yeah, you know what? I really don't have a problem with this one. That's okay. In my opinion, that's alright. Acid, getting hit by acid happens way more often than fire. I think that one's okay. Body armor. Trauma resistance decreased to 20% from 25%. No longer has a trade-off. Fine, whatever. Good. I'm kind of liking these balances so far. You know, I don't mind them. They don't seem all that bad. Overwatch. Distance increased to 15 meters from 10. Oh, okay. Fine. Healing card updates. Alright, let's see what we got. Antibiotic ointment. Increased healing efficiency to 25% from 20. Nice. Now gives an additional 10 temporary health to targets anytime you heal with an item or ability. Alright, cool. EMT bag. Increased healing efficiency to 50% from 40%. And no longer reduces stamina efficiency. Damn, alright, man. These cards are looking pretty good. Field Surgeon. Targets heal 3 trauma anytime a medical accessory is used. Nice. No longer gives healing efficiency. Okay, fine. And no longer has trade-off. Okay. Medical Expert. Targets heal 1 trauma anytime a medical accessory is used. Added 50% revive speed. Added 15% team healing efficiency. Geez, for any doc mains, they're probably going to be loving this, honestly. Fanny Pack. Added 15% trauma resistance and increases support slot by 1. Yeah, the increase in trauma resistance is nice, actually. Fresh Bandage. Return to full health after trauma heal. Okay. Corruption card updates. Here we go. Toxic Spill. Temporary health per kill reduced to 3 from 5. Okay, whatever. Balance updates. Developer note. We turned many of the weapons taking the following... Wait. Tuned. Alright. We tuned many of the weapons taking the following into consideration. Alright. We felt certain weapon qualities weren't scaling well enough and other weapons were scaling too quickly. Okay, tuning needed to take into account the bug fix for weapon fire rates. Alright, so we're pretty much going to be now looking at a series of weapon fixes or updates. Alright. Weapon damage scaling per quality decreased to... Wait, what? Weapon damage scaling per quality decreased to 18.5% from 20%? Okay. Looking at the AA12, weapon damage scaling per quality increased by 11.5% from 10%. I'm not really sure what these numbers mean, but the best way that I think I can interpret this is that damage scaling has just been buffed. That's how I'm going to put it, because I'm not sure what these numbers really mean, or what that terminology means. Maybe one of you guys can educate me on that one. Okay, but that's the AA12 change. AK-47, aiming down sight spread increased to 0.7 from 0.29. Okay, so it seems like the spread has increased. Damage fall off rescaled to a series of numbers that they don't really have any units. 2000 / 2500 / 2700 from these numbers. Wow. So I'm just simply going to interpret this. Damage fall off rescaled. So it looks like its effective range has increased. At least that's what it would seem like. Great. Effective range buff. That's what it looks like to me. Weapon damage scaling per quality decreased to 18.5. Okay, so damage scaling has been nerfed for the AK-47. I think a lot of this might require some testing out because I'm really not sure what these mean. But cool. All right. Barrett. Damage fall off rescaled. We've already been through this one. Damage fall off being rescaled. It looks like it has simply been buffed. Damage scaling has been buffed for the Barrett. Weapon damage scaling per quality decreased. Okay, so damage scaling has been nerfed from 18.5, or sorry, from 20 to 18.5. Belgian. Reload time decreased to, well, look at that, something very straightforward. Reload time decreased to 1.6 from 2. Alright, that's actually pretty good. Damn. So the weapon's gonna, wow. So the weapon is going to fire even faster. Nice. Weapon damage scaling per quality decreased. Okay, fine. Damage scaling has decreased from 20 to 18.5. Desert Eagle. Weapon damage scaling per quality decreased. Alright, again from their magic number, 20 to 18.5. M4. Damage increased to 11 from 10. Nice. I actually kind of like that. Damage fall off, rescale to... never mind. Damage fall off, or what seems to be effective range, has been increased. Magazine size increased to 30 from 25. That's really nice. I might actually have to revisit this weapon, actually, for the weapon review and deck build, but cool, good. I actually kind of like that for the M4, and I really like that weapon too. Alright, moving on to the M16. Damage fall off, Jesus, here we go again. What do you call it? Effective range has been buffed based on the numbers. Reduced burst delay to 0.2 from 0.25. I'm guessing that's seconds, I'm not sure, but alright, so it's going to fire slightly faster. Weapon damage scaling per quality. Damage scaling has increased to 11.5% from 10. Cool. Jeez, man, I'm not really happy with this terminology. M1A. I love this sniper, personally. Recoil pitch reduced to 25 from 35. Alright, so not as much kick when you fire this thing. That's actually... I can appreciate that. Damage fall off, rescale. Effective damage, or sorry, effective range has been buffed. Yes. M249. This is the LMG. Damage increased to 14 from 13. Okay. Damage fall off, rescaled. It has been buffed. Let's just say that. Damage fall off has been buffed. M9. Weapon damage scaling per quality increased by 11.5% from 10. Not sure what that means. The M9 burst changes. Yeah. Reduced burst delay to 0.225 from 0.3. Okay. Alright, cool. So it's going to fire faster. Slightly faster. Weapon damage scaling per quality increased 11.5 per... sorry. Wow, I'm totally butchering this one, guys. Weapon damage scaling per quality increased by 11.5% from 10%. Okay. MP5 changes. Fire rate increased to 0.07. So it's going to fire faster, it would seem. Great. Weapon damage scaling has been buffed by 11.5% from 10. We're just going to say that. Phoenix changes. I also love this rifle. Damage fall off rescaled. It has been buffed. I'm gonna leave these numbers on the screen, guys, but long story short, I'm simply going to say that it has been buffed because I have no idea what these numbers mean. Weapon damage scaling per quality decreased to 18.5 from 20. Okay. Ranch rifle changes. Damage fall off or effective range has been rescaled. It has been buffed, generally. Weapon damage scaling per quality increased by 11.5% from 10%. RPK, damage fall off, rescaled to it has been buffed. Let's just say that. Scar, alright, this one actually has a few points. For the Scar, aiming down the sight spread increased to 0.94 from 0.29. That actually seems like a significant difference, but, I mean, it's less than 1, so I actually have no idea. Reload speed increased to 1.8 from 1.75. Okay. Does that mean it reloads slower? It would seem so. But, I mean, that doesn't look like seconds, because it definitely does not take 1.8 seconds for it to reload, or 1.75. So I'm not sure what the units are here. Damage fall off. Rescaled to it has been buffed. Weapon damage scaling per quality decreased to 18.5 from 20%. Moving on to the Super 90. Weapon damage scaling per quality increased by 11.5 from 10%. TAC 14. Weapon damage scaling per quality decreased. I don't know what this per quality thing means. I think I might have to research this one just a little bit deeper, guys. But yeah, I'm just giving you the patch notes as they are written. I don't want any kind of strange interpretation. But yes, TAC 14, weapon damage scaling per quality decreased to 18.5 from 20%. Tech 9. Alright, this is the, I think this is the machine pistol. No, actually, yeah, the machine pistol. Developer note, the Tech 9 was overtuned to almost be like a primary weapon, so we needed to bring it back in line with other secondary weapons. It sounds like it's going to go through some major nerfing. Reload speed increased to 2.47 from 2.25. Okay, yeah, so in other words, it's going to reload slower. Minimum hipfire spread increased to 5 from 4, so I guess its hipfire reliability is less reliable. Spread add increased to 4.2 from 3.9. Okay. It seems like they're just totally nerfing the weapon. That's what it sounds like. Recoil, yaw, and pitch increased to 12 from 10. I don't know what that means, but I can only assume it's bad. Weapon damage scaling per quality increased by 11.5% from 10. Whatever that means as well. Alright, the UMP-45. Weapon damage scaling per quality decreased to 18.5 from 20. Uzi weapon damage scaling per quality increased by 11.5% from 10%. Okay, cool. Geez, that was all a mouthful, but I think that's the end for weapon updates. They have a spawning update. Wandering specials now have a 12 to 18 second exit cooldown. Okay. Bot updates. Bot positioning has been updated to prioritize player line of sight. Alright, despite the language here, I think I know exactly what they mean, and I really hope it means what I think it means. They're no longer going to stand in front of you when you're clearly trying to take on some, like, you know, some ridden or mutation or something like that, because that is hella annoying. But if that is what it means, then great, perfect. I am really, like, for that update. Perfect. Ridden AI updates. Car alarms are no longer triggered by charred ridden. Okay, good. Reeker melee damage reduced to 8 from 15. Nice. We can use that. Remnants. The road to hell. The ogre can no longer spawn in this mission. Alright, Remnants, the body dump. T5 grenade cases now can spawn in more locations. Cool. Alright, great. Yeah, that was all a mouthful. Swarm PvP updates. For a general note, they added new VFX to Ridden. Okay. Balancing updates. Cleaners now begin each round with full ammo in swarm mode. Nice. Reduced Tallboy's health to 600 from 625. Reduced Tallboy's overhead damage radius to 140 from 160. Tallboy's stun resistance mutation now limits stun time to 2.5 seconds, down from 3 seconds. Removed the ramp up time for the vomit ability to reach full velocity for Wretch players. Hawker's projectile speed reduced to 2,000 from 2,500. Great. I don't know what these units are, but there's the numbers for you guys. Next, we have controller updates. Player strafe, forward and backward movement speeds are now more consistent between keyboard and mouse and controller. Alright, nice. Supply line updates. New sprays are now available in supply lines. SWAT emblem is now available in roving merchant supply lines. Okay. Accessibility updates. Text-to-speech is now implemented for tooltips. Cool. UI, UX updates. I'm not really sure how important that one is to you guys, but I'm just going to leave that one on the screen. Let us move on. Bug fixes. Let's see what we got. Fix an issue that caused users to disconnect from the server after joining a friend's game from another player's Fort Hope. Okay. Fort Hope. General. Auto Glock 23 correctly reverts to the default skin. Okay. Fixed an issue with glowing hair while using certain character skins. Oh, that's interesting. Campaign. Oh, man. Okay, we got a lot for the campaign. This one's going to be talking about cards. Fix an issue where some players' cards were being applied twice on level transition. Alright, cool. Fix an issue where late joining players would retain combat knives and other character abilities after taking over a bot and switching to a new character. Nice. I think that one's actually pretty good. Doc's passive is now affected by group therapy's healing efficiency. Cool. All burn cards with trauma now display the trauma tooltip. Okay. Carly's ability no longer highlights police cars that already had their alarm triggered. Alright, fair enough. Players with ammo buff cards active now start their first map with full ammo. Healing values on medical accessory tooltips reflect the correct increase, 50% when the EMT bag card is active. Fix an issue where burn cards would persist after a team wipe. Alright. Fix an issue where power swap activated when the conditions were not met. Okay. Fix an issue with Doc and Mom's abilities not working after a team wipe. Alright. Fixed an issue for players taking over a slot that had played a burn card, potentially being charged for that card. Wow. I haven't really used burn cards much, so I mean, you know, can't really speak on these ones. Fix an issue that prevented glass cannon from applying to weak spots. Whoa! Alright, well done. Alright, now this one's going to be general. Yeah, there's a lot here, so we're just going to try and fly through these bad boys. Act achievements / accomplishments now unlock immediately after completing an act's finale. Upgrades purchased in the vendor now persist after level transitions when a player who joined via quick play leaves the game. Nice. Vendors no longer display duplicates of attachments / weapons. Oh, okay, good. I actually kind of like that. A resultant issue that caused players to gain trauma damage after a team wipe. Alright. Fix an issue where players could free teammates from rescue pods without facing them. Players are now properly positioned when rescuing teammates in rescue pods from the side. Fixed an issue where players could use the first aid cabinet while not facing the correct direction. Fixed an issue where players could use the first aid cabinet while at full health. Alright, interesting. Nice fix, I guess. Fixed pings not going through the door frame of open prepper stash doors. Oh man, say that 5 times fast. Fix an issue causing players not being able to reload or fire after being revived. Yeah, that's bad. Cleaners will no longer say their boss fleeing lines when the hag is fleeing with a devoured teammate. Adjusted the collision of the minigun to be more narrow, preventing issues where the minigun could block doorways. Wow, come on, man. Fix an issue that prevented players from picking up items that were dropped near certain NPCs. Fix cleaners saying their mission blocked lines when they were no longer blocked. Fix an issue causing horde timers to reset after a rescue pod spawns wow, tongue-tied. Fixed an issue causing horde timers to reset after a rescue pod spawns on the map. Fixed an issue on the failed resolution screen where the map would not reset properly when the host left after a team wipe. Blood and gore effects from melee hits now display properly in third person. Alright, cool. And fix an issue causing the interaction prompt on secret skull trophies to not appear after late joining a match. Okay, that was a mouthful. Weapons. Reserve ammo count no longer underflows if the user has 100% or minus or less than 100% ammo capacity. There we go. Fixed an issue where the automatic reload animation would not play when using the Phoenix rifle. Okay. Fix an issue that caused the reload animation to not play with sniper rifles when the last shot is fired using aim down sights. Fix an issue where the no ammo sound effect could play repeatedly while shooting with full auto on... Oh, I think that's a typo. With full auto on... Oh, never mind. Okay, wow. Okay, let's try that one again, guys. Fix an issue where the no ammo sound effect could play repeatedly while shooting with full auto on for all weapons. I don't remember being able to change fire settings, but okay. Fix an issue where the combat knife's second swing hitbox did not match the first swing. Cool, good. Swarm PvP. The lever penalty now refreshes properly when disconnecting from PvP swarm mode. Carly's danger sensibility now highlights police cars. For Ridden. Ridden players can no longer see out of bounds at specific locations on search and rescue, a clean sweep. Ridden can no longer become stuck inside the gymnasium on remnants, making the grade. Hawker can no longer interrupt her melee with the throw ability. Okay. Tall boys and variants can no longer spawn underneath the safe room and become stuck on the Devil's Return, Resurgence. The Wretch's reticle will now properly align with where acid pools are predicted to land. Nice. Supply lines. Checklist emblem was unintentionally unlocked by default. It is now locked by default if the player has not already met the criteria for it. Next we have controllers, accessibility, more UI and UX changes. I'm going to leave these ones on screen. I'm not sure how important these ones are to you guys, but yeah, these will be on screen if you really want to look through them. PlayStation platforms. Okay, yep, that's another one. Yeah, these ones will be on screen. PlayStation platforms, PC platforms, Epic platform. Oh, snap, and we finally made it to the end. But no worries, guys. These will all be on screen. Plus, I'm going to leave a link at the bottom if anybody really wants to visit and read these things for themselves. Maybe I butchered it too much for you. I'm not really sure, but there was quite a lot going on here. If you ask me, the highlight of all of this are the weapon and card changes. The weapon changes will probably require some testing, because I'm really not sure what half of those numbers even mean, or what the terminology means. But the card updates, I'm actually rather satisfied. You know, versus a couple updates ago when everything was pretty much being nerfed. This one, I would say, has a fair amount of balancing. Sure, some of the trade-offs have been traded out with something else that's supposed to be a negative, but they kind of make sense. Kind of like, you know, what was it? I think it was double grenade pouch that slows movement by like 5%, instead of decreasing damage by 10%. I think that one actually makes, you know, a little bit of sense. Like, I can understand it. And a lot of the other cards just totally took away their trade-offs. So, I appreciate these guys actually trying to make, you know, certain cards that most people don't pick more of a viable option. But yeah, this will require some more testing. For those who have been following my weapon reviews, there's still more to come, but I also might have to revisit some of them based on the changes. But otherwise, though, that concludes the patch notes. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the future.